Hi, I'm Norleen, and today I'm here to read Chapter 10 of my old fanfiction, Xanna. Content warning, it's old and has outdated humor. It's strongly inspired by anime, but I hope you stick around and have some fun. Let's get started. Chapter 10, Some More New Friends. Oh my god, why? Some of the moonlight shined onto Xanna's eyes. She shut them tight, then opened them up. She blinked a few times because her surroundings looked a bit fuzzy. Where am I? She thought and sat up, looking at her friends who were still asleep. Xanna rubbed her head, trying to get rid of the headache she had. What happened? Izzy's ear twitched while she slept. She had heard Xanna talking to herself. She opened her eyes and looked at her. Will you shut up? She laid back down and closed her eyes. I'm trying to sleep. When Izzy realized she had actually been talking to Xanna, her eyes shot open and she sat up immediately. Xanna! Xanna nodded, then went back to rubbing her head. This time she was doing it to try to remember what had happened. Why can't I remember anything? What happened? Izzy walked over and sat next to Xanna. You passed out because of the spiders. Xanna stopped rubbing her head and looked at Izzy. How could I forget that? She asked herself. She stopped looking at Izzy and went back to rubbing her head. Maybe you didn't want to remember. Maybe, Xanna said, still rubbing her head. She didn't need to rub it anymore, but she couldn't stop. What happened after I blacked out? Dethium went on a happy killing spree. Makoki and Gishpek killed a few spiders, so did Akazil, and Moxa summoned his imp and they used a spider like a bucking Tauren. Xanna looked at Izzy. What? 1, you called the group by their names. 2, what about Cosmo and Mittens? The most important people of the group. After being told that she had said everyone's name, Izzy covered her mouth like she had said a very bad swear word. Xanna moved her hands. Tell me what happened to Cosmo and Mittens. Look next to you. Huh? Xanna raised an eyebrow. Look next to you, Izzy repeated, but she did it slowly, as if she was talking to a child. Xanna let go of Izzy's hands. Now that she was free, she ran away to go wash her mouth out with soap. Get over myself. Next scene. Cosmo slowly opened his eyes, smiling because he knew he would see his best friend laying next to him. He blinked a few times so his fuzzy vision would go away. When he could see clearly, he saw that Xanna had gone missing. He freaked out at first, but calmed down when he saw her looking down at him. Zon! He sat up and gave her a big hug. I'm so happy you're awake! He squeezed tighter and gave her a kiss on the cheek. Right. They're so brother-sister relationship. Don't ever scare me like that again, Zon. His hug got tighter. Xanna laughed. Sorry, Cosmo. Cosmo smiled, kissed Xanna on her cheek again, and continued to hug her. Mittens came over and began to rub her head on Xanna, purring as she did. Xanna giggled and pat Mittens on the head. Good morning to you too, Mittens. She looked at the moonlight that was still glowing through the trees. Good night, I guess? What time is it anyway? Cosmo stopped hugging Xanna and looked at his watch. 6 at night? In the morning. But how? Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Cosmo shrugged. Don't ask me why the moon's up, or anyone else. Not even Gizzy knew why the moon was up. Wow, then this is a mystery that will never be solved. Yep, but who cares about the moon? All I care about is that you're awake, Cosmo said and hugged Xanna again. Guys, wake up! Xanna's awake! Sure, wake up everyone that you're fighting with to get her attention. Yeah, bright idea. Moxa and Ezekiel slowly sat up and rubbed their eyes. Oxil sat up, yawning. Gishpek sat up straight like he was a robot. Makoki woke up next to Dethium's headless body and scooted away from it, and Dethium's head rolled out of Makoki's bag. Her body grabbed her head and put it back on. Everyone looked at Xanna, who was still being hugged by Cosmo. Xanna! Moxa cheered and ran over to hug her. Makoki came over and pushed him away so he could hug her. Glad you're awake, Miss Xanna, Gishpek said as he came over. He shook Xanna's hand. I can't believe you passed out because of those little spiders, Dethium said as she began to play with a dagger. Cosmo glared at her. Makoki, I wanna hug Xanna some more, Moxa whined. I don't care. Go get your own Xanna. But Makoki ignored Moxa and continued to hug Xanna. He was actually hugging her and not looking down her shirt. He figured he shouldn't eye hump her when she just woke up. He would save that for later, if he got the chance. Moxa stomped his foot on the ground and came over to try and steal Xanna back. Both of the boys just ended up hugging her at the same time. Xanna blushed at all the attention she was getting. This can't be real, she thought. Oxil came over. Oh. He looked away. Xanna tilted her head at him. Oxil saw it through the corner of his eye and tried not to blush at the sight of her cuteness. After a moment, he looked back at Xanna. He didn't finish. He just pushed Moxa and Makoki aside, got down on his knees, and gave her the wedding ring. And gave Xanna the sweetest hug she had ever received. She blushed even more. Okay, this has to be a dream. There is no way I'm getting this much attention. Sorry to say this, but you're actually being adored. I know because I know that the torture I've been receiving these past 2 weeks and a day is definitely real.